So in the game I played this move, rook to d1, protecting d5, and Maxime strangely used a lot of time here before making his move. In this position, it seemed to me right away, there's only one move which doesn't just lose positionally, which is this move f4. I guess Maxime was trying hard to come up with an alternative, because just playing f4 and giving me the square on e4, positionally it's just terrible. However, it appears there aren't any alternatives really, because if he plays a move like rook d8, I just go... Actually, on rook d8, I probably play queen g5, king h8, and now knight to g3. And once again, I'm putting a bunch of pressure on these two center pieces, f5 and e5. And if I can get him to play f4, it should just be winning. So f4, despite looking really ugly, is probably the only move here, because now it's impossible for me to get this knight to e4 since I don't have the g3 square anymore. But that didn't stop me from trying anyway, so I played g3. And here, if Maxime had taken on g3, I guess I'm not really sure whether I would have taken with the knight. Probably I would have taken with the pawn and just gone bishop e4. And the idea is eventually probably rook f2 and rook h2, attacking the pawn on h7. And it should be winning eventually. It's just a matter of technique. Right. So Maxime, I think Maxime panicked here, and he just started making moves because the position really is just quite bad. I thought really the only chance was probably to play this move rook g8, g takes f4, king h8, king h1, and this move rook to g7. The idea is that if I take on e5, you can play this move rook to g2, threatening queen h3 and queen takes h2 mate. And if I play e6, queen g7, queen d4, he has this very nice move, bishop takes d5. And I'm not sure. Well, actually, I guess this doesn't work, so I can just trade queens and take on d5. But I saw something like this, and it just worried me a little bit. So that's why I wouldn't have gone for this. But even so, right. So in this position, instead of taking on e5, I can also simply play this move f5, and after rook g2. Let's see, after rook g2, what's the move here? Simply queen e3, for instance. I think, if I have the position right, maybe I have one extra move. King h8 takes rook g8, king h1. Yeah, okay, so. Yeah, so rook g7, f5, rook g2. And actually I can very simply just play queen e3. And after queen to e7, I have this move rook to f2. And once again, this the whole attack doesn't quite work. It's one move too slow. So although this is probably losing as well, I thought it probably would have given Maxime a slightly better chance, because in the game he's just suffering without any hope really for the remainder. Right, so Maxime played the move queen to d6, takes, and now I played king to h1. And I think already from a general standpoint, this should be lost here. Maybe a computer can come up with a miracle defense, but I don't think anyone who isn't a computer would have any hope of saving this position. So here, Maxime played rook e8, played rook to g1, king to f8, and now I played this move bishop to e4, protecting d5. I'm pretty much stopping any play along the e file as well. So the game continued with bishop to c8. The point is, I want to go knight to d4 and knight to e6. So bishop c8 stops it temporarily, at least. So knight d4. And Maxime, I think, made the final blunder here with queen f6. I think rook e7 is really the only chance to try and save the game. The idea behind both of these moves is that on queen g2, it can be met by rook g7 here. So rook e7 probably is the best chance, but I'm sure it's still very close to losing, if not just losing in a move or two. But Maxime played queen f6, and now I played knight to e6. Maxime took. The alternative is this funny-looking move, king to e7. And I didn't actually see a forced mate here. I was trying to find some mate with d6 and king takes e6, but I didn't see it right off, and I'm not sure if there was actually a mate here. At any rate, I saw a simpler continuation with knight to c7, rook d8, and let's move d6. If you play rook takes d6, just knight to d5, forking the king and the queen, and with the king being so open, even after takes, queen takes d5, there should be a mate coming in a couple of moves. Oops. And if queen takes d6, I was going to play this move, knight to d5. If king to f8, queen g2, is simply winning as it threatens mate in 1, and then there are all sorts of discoveries on the queen. I guess there aren't really any other king moves, so this position is just winning Vic right away. So that's when Maxime took. I guess here he could have tried this move, rook to g7, perhaps. I didn't see a forced win right away, but I guess probably queen d6, king g8. Yeah, probably I just trade rooks on g7, king takes g7, and I think I just moved queen to c7 here. And after rook to e7, very simply, let's move rook to d7. King f8, queen d8 wins, because if rook e8, the queen hangs on f6. And if you take on d7, I take back with the pawn, and pawn's just going to promote next move. So this doesn't work either. So Maxime took on e6, played this move bishop d5, queen h3, and now bishop takes f7, queen takes f3 with check, rook g2, king takes f7, and I have this nice trick with queen d7.
So it was nice to finish off such a position.
Yes. Well, Maxime played king f6. There's also this move rook to e7, but then I have this line queen f5, king e8, queen c8, king f7, queen g8, king f6, now queen to f8. If king e6, then rook e1 just wins the rook on e7. If rook f7, queen d6, king f5, rook d5, king e4, and now just queen e5 is mate. So, and no matter what Maxime had done, it's just losing right away. So Maxime played king f6, and after queen g7, he resigned. So the point is, with king f5, I play queen f7, just winning the rook again. King e6, once again, just rook e1, and I can just take the rook on e8. So So that's why I resigned. I think it was quite a relief to finally win a game again.